Hey everybody, welcome to our final video for the month of March curriculum. This is going to be our review video, so I'm going to show you the testing combination we're using to put all the moves together that we've learned this month. Before we get going, I'd like you to get warmed up. So get your body moving with some jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, pivot front ups, and then, so 10 on each side, and then finish with 30 seconds of mountain climbers. Get your body warmed up, ready, set, go. All right, so before we get into the testing combination, I want to review the stances that we've learned this month. One of the stances we learned was the straddle stance. So remember, with our straddle stance, we want our feet about twice as wide as shoulder width. Okay, we want to have our toes, they don't have to be totally straight forward, but mostly forward. It's okay to have them just at a slight angle. All right, and then you want to have your weight in your heels. That means you should be able to wiggle your toes the entire time as you go down and into holding your straddle stance. Bring your hands up in a good ready position, because we don't want to cheat by putting our hands or our arms on our knees as we get down low. And then remember, as you go down, you want to keep your knees going out towards your feet. You don't want to let your knees come in like this, because that is not the proper straddle stance position, and it puts strain on the tendons in your knees. So you want to keep your legs in a straight angle, going towards your feet with those knees out, okay? Keeping your chest up, bringing the bottom down low, and keeping those hands in a good ready position. Wiggle your toes, make sure you're not leaning forward like this, because that'll strain your knees as well. All right, so a good straddle stance, imagine there's room for a horse between your legs, and that's what a good straddle stance looks like. All right, so on test day, we will spend a little bit of time seeing how long you guys can hold that straddle stance for. Keep in good form. One more time from the side. When you go down, keeping your chest up tall. We don't want to bend over like this or hunch over, but keeping that chest up tall as you go down nice and low in your straddle stance. So I want to challenge you to holding your straddle stance for at least 30 seconds. So have somebody time you for 30 seconds, but if you think you can go longer than that, see how long you can hold it for. Maybe you can get to a whole minute. But the challenge is keeping your chest up, keeping your arms up, and keeping that straddle nice and low. It doesn't count if you keep coming up a little bit. The whole, like this doesn't count. That's not low enough. You got to get lower, okay? At least down about, I don't know what angle that is, okay? But you got to have your knees bent. You got to see those knees poking out from your pants with those hands up the entire time. All right, so challenge yourself. See how long you can hold that straddle stance for. Ready, set, go. All right, so then the other stance we learned this month was a long forward stance. If you're starting with your feet together, you take a step forward and to the side. Hands come up, front knee is bent, back leg is straight with that heel pressing into the floor, making sure that you're not on a tightrope, or even here, that's still too close, right? Feet are actually kind of like the straddle stance, are going to be a little bit wider than shoulder width, only now we've got 1 foot back and 1 foot forward instead of just going straight out to the side, okay? And I want you to be able to do your straddle or your long forward stance either direction, whether it's stepping forward with the left or stepping forward with the right, okay? And the goal is, when I tell you to step into your straddle stance, you should be able to get into that full position with your knee bent and your back leg straight, all 10 toes pointing forward, without me having to tell you what to do, right? Come test day, I shouldn't have to keep saying, bend your front knee, leave that foot back, right? You should be able to get into that position on your own in the proper stance, proper foot position, toes pointed forward, front knee bent, back leg straight, without the instructor, having to remind you what to do. I want you to be able to move into that long forward stance on your own and show me that you can get there without me having to give you corrections, all right? So what we'll do on test day is we'll step into that long forward stance. I'll have you hold it for a time while I look at everybody, and you'll reset. I'll have you step forward with the other side, holding that stance for a time while I make sure everybody's got it correct. And then we may even do a little bit of a challenge to see how long you can hold it, keeping the good position, keeping that front knee bent, and keeping those hands up. Okay, so challenge yourself. Check your position. Make sure you're not going straight forward, and make sure you're not going too small, right? But forward into the side, but also make sure you're not going too big, right? If you're going like this, and your back heel's coming up, and you feel like you're falling over, and your legs are getting super tired, that means it's way too big. Okay, you should feel strong and steady in that long forward stance. Okay, so have some fun practicing that long forward stance. See how long you can hold it on each side. Challenge yourself, maybe 30 seconds with the left side forward, 30 seconds with the right side forward, keeping those hands up in good ready position, practicing your focus and discipline for test day. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, so now we're going to show the testing combination that we are going to use for tomorrow, for test day on Wednesday and Thursday. Beginning in your neutral stance or even attention stance, but feet together, hands at your side. The first step is going to be stepping into long forward stance with your left foot. So I'm mirroring you guys, so follow me as if I was in the mirror and you were going the same side as I am, okay? So it's stepping forward, long forward stance. What you can do is you can bring this hand up like we've been doing, okay? If you want to bring your hand up and then step, that's okay, because we are going to be doing the shift and block. So you can hand up, step forward into the long forward stance. Next is going to be that inside block. So same hand, same leg. The side that I stepped forward with is the arm that I'm going to be inside blocking with, and I'm going to get that shift. When you do your shift, I'm really looking for you to switch which knee is bent. Now the front leg is straight. Your eyes and body are still facing forward in the direction we started, but all 10 toes are pointing to the side. Okay, so one more time, starting with your feet together. Step into the long forward stance, shift inside block. What I'm looking for on your inside block is that you do not come all the way across this way. I want to see your hand reaching out towards the front, okay? The idea is someone is throwing a punch straight down the middle and you are stepping offline from the punch and blocking it offline. If we block like this, then we're leaving ourselves open to get hit on the side of the face. Okay, so one more time, the step, shift, inside block, seeing that trade in the bent knee. My block is only coming just past my face, still out in front. Then the next move, we have our other hand already up and prepared. We're going to make a beak with our right hand, and as we shift back, come forward with an I spear. And this hand that was blocking is now back in cover or chambered by our face. All right, so one more time from the top. We're going to step, shift and block, and then shift back with our I spear. Okay, one more time. Step, shift and block, shift back with that I spear. Now this leg is bent again, back knee is straight, okay? From here, we're gonna take our back leg, we're gonna do a pivot front kick. Pivot means back leg, right? So I just did my I spear, bring my hand up, and we're going to kick, front, retract, and then side kick, okay? So one more time, sorry, I keep saying one more time. Let's do it again. Step, shift and block, shift back with the I spear, and then pivot front kick, pivot side kick. Okay, all 4 parts. Remember, when you do that pivot front kick, if you're losing your balance, you can kickstand, set your foot down, look to the side, and then chamber up for that side kick and set it back behind you, because this was our pivot leg. Okay, so from the top, we've got step, shift and block, shift back, I spear, pivot front kick, side kick, back into your ready stance. All right, let's take it again from the top. There's going to be one more move after that front kick, side kick combination that we're going to do. So we've got step, shift and block, shift and strike, pivot front kick, side kick, back into that ready stance. From here, we've got our hands up, and we're going to do a hammer fist combination. So you want to start with your forward hand going first. We're doing forward hammer fist. So we're not going down, but forward, and the other one forward. Okay? Keeping those hands up. We don't want to swing down. That turns into a scraping hammer, and it's not going to be as effective. So remember that front hand, snap it out there as you burst in, and twist forward with the second one coming right back. All right, so from the top, we've got step, shift and block, shift and strike, pivot front kick, side kick, hammer fist, 1, 2, and finishing in your ready stance. All right, from the top again, we've got step, shift and block, shift and strike, pivot front kick, side kick, and hammer fist, 1, 2. Back in your ready stance. Good, let's do one more time. I really mean it this time. One more time from the top, and we will be done with this combination. Here we go. So we've got step, shift and block, shift and strike, pivot front kick, side kick, and hammer fist, 1, 2. And back in that ready stance. All right, so that is the testing combination of moves we'll be doing. Got one more thing to go over with you guys. Have some fun practicing that combination so you feel confident in it. If you have a helper who can give you some mitts to hit for the step and block, I spear, okay, then you can hold it down for that front kick. Just make sure you actually hit your target. Front kick and then side kick in the air, because it's hard to run around and get that side kick fast enough for you to keep your balance, right? So front kick, side kick in the air, and then bring those mitts back up for the 1, 2 hammer strikes, okay? So have some fun with that. Practice it as many times as you can, at least 10 times, so you feel nice and confident, really getting that nice sharp shifting, keeping your eyes forward, okay? The only time we look anywhere else is when we go for that side kick, boom, and then burst in for those hammer fist strikes nice and strong, and use your voice on those strikes as well. Okay, have some fun with that combination. Ready, set, go. All right, last thing we're going to review really quick is forward rolls. All right, so I know everybody's at different skill levels on this, and that's okay. I'm not expecting everyone to go from a straight up standing position and dive in and go, but what I do want to see is that you have been working on going over your shoulder and not putting your head and hands down on the floor first, right? So if that means you're still doing it from your knees, going over the shoulder like that, that is okay. But if that means you've been practicing and you're feeling more confident and you want to go from the squatting position, that's okay too. And if you're really confident and you've really gotten the hang of it and you want to go from standing, that is okay too. All right, so practice your forward rolls going over the shoulder. I don't care which shoulder it is. Every person has a different preference of which shoulder they like to go over. If you haven't figured out which side you like to go over, do a couple each way and see what just kind of feels better. All right, for a long time, I was going over my right shoulder and it just felt really wonky and I couldn't get it confidently. Then I started going over my left shoulder and that was the side I prefer. but I know lots of people who prefer going over their right side, so give it a try. Either side is okay. It is good to practice going over both sides just for balance in your body and your strength and in your brain too. All right, but find what side works for you. For test day, I'll let you do your favorite side that you're most confident with and have some fun practicing that as well. Safely, make sure there isn't anything around that you're going to run into or crash into. Make sure your parents have given you the okay on where to practice that. All right, have some fun with the forward rolls. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, last but not least, our sheet on courage, the ability to face fear or danger, bravery, 5 ways to show courage, facing my fears, not running from them. Number 2, not being overconfident. That means admitting when we need help, always being willing to listen and learn, even if we think we already know what to do. Number 3, looking to my authorities for protection when I'm in over my head, right? It's okay to realize, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not sure what to do. Whenever you're scared, confused, unsure, ask for help. Okay, and then number 4, upholding what is right, pure, and good, doing the right thing no matter what. Even when it's someone you care about trying to get you to make a bad decision, you stand up for what's right. You uphold the good decisions and encourage your friends and the people you love to do the right thing as well. Number 5, not letting fear control my actions. Our Bible verse says, be strong and courageous because God is with you. We get our strength and courage not from just within ourselves, but from the Lord, okay? He sends the Holy Spirit into our lives to give us that strength and courage when we are facing fear and we're wanting to run away. And He will help us do the right thing, especially when it comes to upholding what is right, pure, and good. That when it's hard and you're scared and you want to do the right thing and you're just not sure what to do, you pray and say, God, please give me your strength and courage because I don't have it and I'm not sure what to do. Lord, help me know what to do. Okay, so be strong and courageous. Don't be afraid or be disappointed because God has a promise and a plan for you. Okay, for Yahweh, the Lord your God, is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. I would really encourage you to open up your Bible to the book of Joshua and see how many times you see that phrase, be strong and courageous, for the Lord is with you. For Yahweh your God is with you. And it's a really neat study to see how many times He says that. Okay, so let's get ready for test day. Look forward to seeing you guys, whether you're testing in class with me or testing on Zoom with Master Johnson. You guys are going to do an awesome job. I'm really excited for you.